Have you ever felt responsible for someone else's future? Imagine that feeling multiplied by 30. That's my reality. Every time I stand in front of my class, I know I'm not just teaching maths. I'm shaping lives. This is what life actually looks like on a teacher's salary in China. Small apartment, one cat, and a lot of things I have learned about this country the hard way. Let me show you around. This is Dimok, my unpaid roommate who contributes nothing to rent. His previous owners couldn't keep him, so now he is mine. Pet culture in China is actually pretty new. A generation ago, keeping a cat just for companionship, not for catching mice, wasn't really a thing. Now it's everywhere, especially among young people living alone in cities. Honestly, he's the reason this apartment feels like a home and not just a room. Having cat on a tight budget is a challenge. Cat food, litter, vet visits. He might actually cost more per month than I spent on myself. But look at him, worth everything, worth every yuan.
Please stand behind the yellow line as the light flashes or the bell rings. Stop getting on or off the train.
I tried the subway from the first time at the age of 20 when I started university. Now, my dream is to try out the subway in other countries. Let's talk about the work culture here. I work 6, sometimes 7 days a week, even on days when I don't have classes scheduled. I still have to show up at the company because being physically present matters here a lot. It's not really about whether you have work to do, it's about being seen working. Loyalty to your boss is everything. My classes can have up to 30 students on top of teaching. I'm expected to constantly communicate with parents, updates, concerns, progress reports, sometimes message late at night. This is actually really common here. It's even have a name, 996 culture. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. Officially is discouraged. Unofficially, a lot of industries still run on it. Nobody really talks about it openly, but almost everyone I know my age is living some version of this schedule.
对称的，那这个角一和这个角二相的。那么我再问一下，这个 OP 和 OP1，子晴。
Sometimes when the children study, I feel sorry for them. For kids from ordinary families in China, study seems to be the only way to change their lives. There are many rich people in Guangzhou. Some of them send their children to study abroad. However, most children can't afford overseas education. So the college entrance examination is the only path waiting for them. These children are still too young. They don't understand what studying truly means. To them, studying only means getting a good rank or receiving prize from parents. I didn't get a good score in the college entrance examination. I entered a very common university. Later, I spent another 3 years to get my master's degree. If I had received better educational resources or worked harder in high school, I might not have needed these extra 3 years. That's why I often tell the children they should study hard. Only in this way can they avoid spending extra years to gain higher degrees. I come from a rural family in China. Many people around my age or a few years younger left school early. Now they can only do physical work. They work up to 12 hours every day, yet their pay is almost the same as mine. I sometimes complain that my salary is low, but I have weekends off. I work in comfortable office environment, and the people around me are well-mannered. My cousins really have a harder life. This is called an urban village. Cheap rent, tiny islands. Living in an urban village like mine, keeping rent low. This is one of the cheapest ways to live in a major Chinese city. And it's how a lot of young people afford to stay here. Delivery culture here is next level. You can get food, groceries, even medicine delivered in under 30 minutes. Also, nobody uses cash.
出库成功，顺利的包裹。出库成功，已全部吐出。
Some days I wonder if we are teaching them math or just teaching them how to survive the system. People think teaching is just showing up and talking. It's really not. For even 45 minutes class, there is like an hour of prep, figuring out how to explain something so it actually makes sense, not just to the smart kids, but to everyone. I think half of my job happens before I even walk into the classroom. One more thing about me, I'm studying for IELTS right now. The goal is to travel, maybe even study or work abroad one day. See more of the world than just this city. But studying English on top of a 12-hour work is not easy. One thing that surprised me moving here, most Chinese apartments don't have oven. Everything stir-fried, steamed, or boiled. It completely changed how I cook. Also, no dishwasher. Usually no dryers either. Life here is a lot more hands-on than what I was used to. And that's dinner. Simple, but this is basically what most people my age eat every day.